If you're a business owner and you don't file your FinCEN BOI reporting, you could be subject to a $591 per day penalty on the civil side and up to $10,000 fine and 2 years in prison on the criminal side. It's vitally important that you get this filed right away. And it's very important that we do this. So I've got a training here that I did with my attorney, Samantha. This is us walking through step by step on what you need to do to file this reporting before the deadline. Depending on when your company was formed, there's different deadlines. Just know you need to do this right away. I'm going to go into this training, but just a quick disclaimer, this is not legal advice. Please consult an attorney. I am not an attorney. I am an idiot. My IQ is just above the level of bean dip. So listening to a guy like me probably is not going to be helpful for you long term. It could cause dire consequences like indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea, and shortness of breath. All right. So this is just educational purposes only. I would highly recommend you seek legal advice, talk to an attorney, but you can do these things on your own. It is your right to be able to file this as a business owner. Let's get into the training right now, and you can go get this done. If you need any help, let me know. I'm happy to serve you. Happy to help. Let's get to the training. So, hey, my name is Will, and my attorney here, Samantha, is here to going to walk us through why it's so important for you as a business owner to file your BOI FinCEN reporting. Understand this is not professional advice. You should seek a professional. Anytime you're listening to me, that's not a good thing. But let me walk through step by step on what you need to do to file this on your own or with a professional. So step number one is to go to the fincen.gov/BOI website. You can see the link right here. And then on the right-hand side in that red box, there's a giant button that says file. And that's the thing you want to click. Samantha, you want to add anything to that one?
Yeah. So just keep in mind that if you are filing for a company, like maybe you are the director or the manager of a company, then you can still be the person who's going to file on behalf of the company, even though you will be using their information. At the end, we'll remind you, but you do want to make sure that you have the basics, company information, EIN number, and a couple extras that you wouldn't think of, which is like your social security number and your government issued ID. So have those things ready before you start.
Awesome. Awesome. And then once you have that, we're going to go to step number two, which is the filling information screen. You're going to fill out the type of filing, the initial report for all the entities, and then update the prior report if a beneficial owner has changed. So if you've already submitted this and you need to change the owner, you would update that here. You want to add anything here, Samantha?
Nope, I think that's perfect. So we'll just keep going.
Cool. Okay, and this is what that screen looks like. So if you want to see a screenshot of it ahead of time, this is what it looks like. So you're going to, most likely, if you haven't done this, you're going to click that first one, A, initial report, and then continue on to the next screen. The next screen is going to look something like this: reporting company information, requesting to receive FinCEN ID, foreign. So you're going to leave this stuff blank, but at the number 5, where it says reporting company legal name, you're going to fill that in. To show you that, here's what it looks like. Number 2, filing information screen, the type of filing. This is the initial report for all entities, and then update the report if it changed, which we already covered. Number 3, the reporting company screen. So this is part 1. Number 3 and 4, which I just showed you, remain unchecked. Number 5 is where you fill in your company name. If you're using a DBA or a doing business as for your company, you want to fill in that alternative name in section number 6. Number 7, you're going to use your EIN or your employer identification number. This is the number you get from irs.gov. Whenever you form your company, your LLC, then you go there to create your EIN. If your business has that federal ID number, you use that EIN. If not, then use your social security number if you don't have that EIN. You want to add anything?
Add in here that the one reason that somebody might be filing late is because they don't have an EIN for specifically for their LLC or their corporation. And so you do want to make sure that you do have that on hand. And if you don't, then you can get that within 15 minutes by going to the EIN website and registering one. And they give you one automatically at the end of registering for your EIN number. So if you don't have it, you can go to the website. You will get it within 15 minutes. And you need to make sure to download the PDF at the end of that, because that's the one shot. If you close your screen and you don't download that PDF, then you have to do a paper thing, and that can take weeks and weeks, if not months. So yes, there's an option there to get that EIN number.
Yes, absolutely. And the IRS is always behind, so make sure you download that where you can, and just Google irs.gov EIN, and that'll take you to the irs.gov website to do that. Okay, continuing on, number 3, this is part 2. Fill in your EIN or social. We talked about that. In number 8, 10A, United States of America, assuming you're here in the United States. 10B, you're going to pick the state in which your business was formed, was created, which is different than if you're operating in a different state after formation. For those of you that have your LLC registered in multiple states, this information is the state in which your LLC was initially formed. All right, so we'll move to number 4. Or part 3 of number 3. Questions number 11 through 15, you're going to fill in the address of the LLC. Only physical addresses are accepted. You're going to click next. Number 4, this is the company applicants screen. You're going to check box number 16 if the company existed before January 1st, 2024. If the company is new in 2024, you must fill in questions number 19 through 33 and upload a copy of your driver's license or passport, which you're going to need that thing no matter what, whether it was formed before 2024 or after. You're going to need that driver's license or passport anyway. And then what is the timeline? I think it's 90 days. Like if you create the company at any point in time, you have 90 days to file it.
Yes.
Right?
So at this point, no matter what, everyone has a deadline that's coming, and it's coming quickly. Most business owners, which is basically everyone who is operating a business, whether it's registered or not, they've got until January 1st of this coming year, 2025. For everyone else, you have 90 days from the date that the state accepts your filing. So if you filed for a new company and you did it on May 1st, then you might think, oh, I got my response from the state like a week or 2 later, but usually it will say your effective date was May 1st. So that means that was the start of your timeline, and then you count 90 days from then.
Got it. Perfect. Okay, great. Then number 5, beneficial owner screen. Fill in the email address, confirm your email, first name, last name, check the I agree box, and then click the I am a human box. So this is like step by step, which is helping you get this done. And then you're going to perform the CAPTCHA testing. And then you click submit BOI report. And then like Samantha mentioned earlier, you want to have these things ahead of time. You want to have your full social security number of all the owners of the company. You want to have a current driver's license or government issued ID. And if there's somebody's different than the owners of the company, whoever that submitting person is, you're going to need that driver's license or government ID as well. Is there anything else you want to add, Samantha?
So I would just err on the side of getting it done, even if you don't have everything. So some of the things you're not going to be able to get around. If you can't put in the tax ID number and or social, if you're sole prop, then it's not going to let you continue on. However, if you have, like, say 5 owners, and you are one of them and you need to get this filing done, go ahead and file with the ownership information that you have with their IDs and their information. And then anybody who's missing, just go in later and do an update. So that's the one thing that I would say. Don't put it off because you're missing a little detail. Unless it's something that's going to stop you from the filing while you're filing it, then go ahead and do it, and then just plan to update to get all the rest of that info later because you don't want to miss the deadline.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah, and it's very important to get this filing as fast as possible. If you miss your deadlines, it's up to $591 per day in civil penalties. Criminal penalties are up to 2 years in prison and a fine of 10 grand, which is crazy. It's crazy. So
we'll see.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. So the one thing that I will add on as like a fun fact, but you cannot hold me to it because this is one of those areas of law that is still developing, is it is affecting a lot of companies. It's affecting even nonprofits, other places where people are serving on boards to just do something good for the community, and then realizing that they are potentially going to have to submit their personal information so that it can be on record. And it's basically deterring a lot of people from wanting to be involved in a lot of these things. So I can see some possibility for changing happening. I also read on the website that like one of the reasons why maybe somebody wouldn't have been able to get their filing done on time is specifically because they hadn't received their EIN number, which is a requirement for the filing. Well, if you were somebody who did things old school and you requested an EIN number via paper and you did that timely, and because the government has not responded to you, you're not able to do this requirement. There's all these things that can potentially happen that may affect how they apply that rule. And I also specifically read that they are not treating this rule is not supposed to be to punish business owners. So ideally, they are not going to be jack-offs about it.
Yes.
But I make no guarantees, so they may, and maybe that would be a good government revenue stream.
And you're absolutely right. And then the enforcement of it, if the stat that I read is accurate, only 26% of businesses that need to file have filed. That's a giant, that's 74%. Are they going to be able to enforce that on 74% of the pop? I don't know. So we'll see.
That's rough.
We'll see. But awesome. Samantha, you want to add anything else before we wrap this up?
Nope. I think that's it. Just go get it done.
Go get it done. Awesome.